Hello, Matt here. Have you ever had a problem with your R50 Mini not starting? Well, if you've had your R50 Mini for more than a year, most certainly you have. Just look at this. So what does this mean? Well, probably the starter motor is gone. Again. But what do? You don't have the money to take it to the shop. Well, first step is to check up your car. So hey, I'm one step ahead of you. Now, of course, since you are doing the starter motor, this means you have to undo your battery, which should have been the first step. So my step was in the wrong direction. Now that your car is jacked up, battery unplugged, and everything is safe and secured, it's time for the best part of working on your car. Going under it, where you will be lying on your back, under many greasy and dirty parts, in a dark area, with no room, trying to figure out how to get to these bolts, because this is where the starter motor lies. Now, of course, you won't be able to get to the bolts before removing this heat shield. So yeah, maybe we should have started with that. So by now we have 2 steps in the wrong direction. So to get to that lower heat shield, we will first remove this upper one, which is held in by 2 13s, actually easily accessible. Now that the bolts are undone, you should be able to easily slide this off. And then you can access the lower heat shield, which is the one you're interested in removing. Now it's held in by a 10mm bolt, which is located down here. Now you can see I have an aftermarket exhaust manifold or a header. If you're a smart man and you need to change your header, well, maybe that's a good time to change the starter motor too, because everything right here will be disassembled. Now, if you're a man who doesn't think ahead and is actually a dumbass like I am, in that case, you'll do this all over. So let's continue. Now that the bolt is off, you should just pull this off the starter motor like this, and you should be free. And now you can see the starter motor from up here. Actually, if you have a stock header, you probably can't. But hey. Now that you see it, you can see that we have 2 wires connected to it. But let me go down there and show you how it looks from here. First thing you have to remove is this 13 one. This is the main power, and if you have not disconnected the battery, at this point you're going to have a nice time. So make sure, once again, that your battery is disconnected. Now there are many ways to access this bolt, and most of them are wrong, so it's up to you to figure out which one is best for you. Either way, your hands are going to get scratched, beaten, and it's going to take forever. So now that you finally found the easiest way to undo it, well, it actually goes pretty smooth. But hey, now we need to get the nut off and not lose everything. That actually worked. Damn. But now we also need to undo this 10mm nut here. And actually looks like it will also be easily accessible from up here. And now it's time to undo the starter motor. We have one bolt right here where you cannot see it. I think that's a 16. We'll try with a 16. And the other one, well, the other one is here, where it's actually seen easily, but accessed Well, quite hard. And at this point, you're asking yourself, but why did I spend so much time working on my Mini? I could have had friends. If I spend more times trying to find friends, now I would have friends which could help me push this car. And then I wouldn't have to be doing this. But hey, it is what it is. Let's get it off. Again, there are a few ways you can access these bolts. For me, this one works the best. Well, this one works like this. Probably. Now that you've got all the bolts off, you must think to yourself, damn, am I good? I'm basically a master mechanic. But wait, no you're not, because this is where it gets tricky. See, the question now is, how do you pull this out? And the easy answer is, well, there is no easy answer. So basically, there is a pretty good chance I will have to take the half shaft out, which means we need new oil for the gearbox, which I don't have. So I cannot pop this half shaft out. Now the second plan is, well, to try and pull it all the way over there and get it out. Will I make it? Join me after the break to find out. Today's sponsor is, well, you guys. What do I mean? Well, we don't have any sponsors, and that's because we don't have enough views or enough subscribers. So, if you enjoy what you are seeing here, if you find this video helpful, make sure to give it a like. Make sure to subscribe, and make sure to share it with your friends, if you have some. We don't. This will help our channel grow, and maybe then we'll have some sponsors. So thank you very much, and back to the video. So I have unplugged the oil pressure sensor. That was the green little thing right in there. I have unplugged, what's that? What's it called? Power steering pump. That's the one. Now I do see a path towards the right side of the car. But to see it even better, I'll take off the wheel. Now from here, I can see that there might be a possibility to get it out through here. But it won't be easy. Nothing in this car is. Almost there. Come on now, please. Pull through here. And as I said, looks like we can get it out this way. And now you can say, well, I'm a master mechanic. This is now the point at which you take your new starter motor and put it in the car. Do I look like I'll take the easy way out? No, because I don't have the new starter motor. So let's take this one apart and see what makes it tick. I've never done that, and I like doing new stuff. See, today we have an episode of Matt. What does he know? Does he know stuff? Let's find out. Because we're taking it apart and trying to figure out how it works. We've never done this before. What can go wrong? Actually, it seems like this nut here might have just come undone. So let's first try and start it. Okay, now that we tighten it up, this works. Now will it spin? No. Whoa. So that's interesting. If I connect it here, it does not want to spin. If I connect it here, it does want to spin. So the problem is occurring somewhere between these two parts. Huh. Actually, now that I think about it, this is just a plus that is always on, and this one should activate it. And once it activates, when the plus is connected here, it should activate it. Either way, this should work. Let's just throw it on the car and see if it does. So if it was only this little nut that came undone, I'm going to kill myself. So now we think this works, and even if it doesn't, there's not much we can do. Well, let's put it back together. And to put it back together, you just do it all in the reverse. And right here, the DIY part of this video is done. Math Willow experiments part of the video starts. We've tried putting it back together, still doesn't want to start, but it looks like it should. Here's the kicker. Wait, let me take it out the car again. So I know this one works. We'll just try taking off the solenoid of this one, putting it on here, and then see if we make any difference. This E36 one, by the way.
A few minutes later.
You know what's funny? Last time we had a problem like this, it was the starter motor. Actually, last 2 times. Now, well, guess what? It's not. I managed to get the connections and get my multimeter running. Turns out the starter has 20 volts when you connect the big 13mm nut plus, and we're actually anywhere on it, so you close the loop. But when I try to crank it, it does not get anything. And now we are on a quest to find why. There should be a fuse or a relay for a starter, but I cannot find for the life of me where it would be. Google is not my friend today. Either way, as I said, that's how you can check. If you connect 13 with the big wires to, well, just ground it anywhere on the starter, it should have 12 volts, and it does in my case. And when you try to crank it, the smaller 10mm nut wire should have 12 volts. Doesn't in my case. So again, starter was good. I shouldn't have even taken it off, but then you would not see how to do it. That's why we did it. So you have a DIY video. Now back to electrical problems. Now this is a funny thing. See, what we did is absolutely nothing. I don't know. We push started the car and I just drove here, and look at this. Oh, it does not work now. That's fucking awesome. Does work now. Go fucking figure. Either way, one thing's for sure, it's not the starter. Starter works, has enough power, but sometimes it does not get power. Sometimes it does not get the power from the wire that should actually activate it, which is this one. So the problem is somewhere else in the car. But as I said earlier in the video, it was a nice DIY. If you need to change the starter on your Mini, we've shown you how to do it. And well, that's it for now. As always, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.